Hello friends and welcome to my channel GoDigit. Today in this video we will learn about the new feature which has been introduced in the latest version of the Business Central, and the name of that feature is report extension. So to understand the concept of the report extension, let me run one existing report which I have created for this video. So this is my report, and as you can see it has already been deployed in the Business Central. When you click here and let me select the date and click on preview. So this is the vendor list report which has already been deployed, and because it has already been available in the Business Central, and let's say for reference client is also using it, but after some bit of time you have received one request from the client that they want to add some more information in the existing report. So to add or do some modifications in the existing report, we have this feature named report extension. So through this feature, we can make the changes in the existing report. So as you can see, this is the report currently, and just for the reference purposes, I have added only two fields from the vendor table, which is vendor number and vendor name. Now because we want to see and check the use of this new feature called report extension, we will add two new columns in this existing report. One is vendor address and another one is the document number of the purchase order against each vendor. Okay, so how we can do that? Let me open up the Visual Studio Code, and here I have already created one project. So we can directly begin by creating a new report extension file. But before that, I just want to show you one thing, that just click on the app.json, and here you must have to define the name and the details of the extension for which your existing report is a part of. Okay, because the vendor list report is a part of this extension whose ID is this and publisher is this, version is this, and the name of that extension is vendor list. So I have added this dependency in the app.json. If you do not add this dependency, then that existing report reference will not come in your report extension file. Okay, so now let's begin it. First let me write the comment, the name here. My name is Kapil Kumar, date is 20th of June, and we are learning report extension feature. Okay, so guys, if you want to learn that how to create your own custom snippet in the Business Central, I have already made a video for it. You can always check the same from my channel. Okay, so now comes to the main topic, and because we are looking here to create a report extension file, so we have one snippet available named as treport ext. Okay, so as you can see, it is a snippet belongs to the report extension feature. So just select this and it will create a layout, a default layout for the report extension. Now here we must have to define the ID of our report extension, and let me write the name of my report extension. And here in the extend part, we have to define the name of the standard or the existing report against which we are making some modification. So we understand the name of our report is my vendor list. So select this. So we have covered this part here. Now we understand that each report is having one, or let's say two or three sections in the report, right? Now the first section is, which we will look forward, is the request page. Okay, in the request page, as we know that when we run the report, the very first user interface comes is the request page, through which we can do some interaction in the report. Okay, so if any change you would like to input in the request page, or any action or any field you would like to input in the request page, you can always do it here. But because you are not working in a full-fledged report, and you're working only in the report extension, so there are not much flexibility you will get in this part. So for example, we can select the layout and press enter, and here we have some functions available, like add after, add before, add first, add last. This means that out of the existing fields which are already there in the standard report or the existing report, you can add your fields either before existing fields or either after existing field. So for example, if I want to add one field, let's say you can enter add after and place braces, and here you can input your field whichever you want to. Okay, so this is how we can add the field. But because see, as you can see here, it is giving us an error that after which field you want to add your new field. So to get an idea of the existing field available in the request page, you can always select the existing report and click on go to definition. And when you reach in the request page section of the existing report, you can always check that what are the existing fields available in the request page. So as we can see, the current field is available as select date. Okay, so what we can do, we can add that existing field in the add after, and now here we can input any new field whichever we want to add in the request page. Okay, but this is not our purpose right now. I just want to tell you only for your reference. For example, let me create one variable, one report variable, and here let me write one caption, let's say boolean field, include caption. And now if you want to add this field here in the request page, you can always do it, include caption, and that's it. So this is how you can add your new fields in the request page based on your requirement. Okay, so this is how we can make the use of the request page in the report extension part, right? But right now I'm not looking forward to add any new field. But of course, what I want is that because we have seen in while running the report, that if user forgets to select the date in the request page, report gives the error. So I don't want that user should manually input the date. I just want to give this flexibility to the user, that by default user will get one date in the select date field. So how we can do that? Let me remove this part. Okay, and let me remove this part also. Here, let me select one trigger of report which is on pre, and here what we can write is that if let's say we can provide select date equals to today. Okay, I think guys, because select date was the variable and it was a part of the original report, so that is why it cannot be, you cannot modify that part. Okay, let me remove that. But we can always select our variables, which we can do here. Let's say include caption as true. Okay, so here just to add this, because we want to learn whatever the new features and how we can make the use of the request page. Let me add this new field, include captions. Okay, let me check if I can use it now. Okay, so it is not available in the current report extension part. Never mind, we have just for the reference we have included this part so that we can also check what are the changes we can make in the request page section. Okay, so now this section is completed. Now let's come to the main part, which is the data set. In the data set part, because we have seen in the current existing report, we have one data item called vendor. Okay, and here we want to add the address also of the vendor. So what we can do here, we can select add, and in the add you must have to input the name of the existing data item. In our case it is vendor. Okay, because we know we want to add the name, or add the we want to add one of the field of the vendor data item. So here we are telling the system that we want to use the vendor data item, and in that data item we want to add one field or one column name as address. All right, just like we did here. Okay, so in the same context we are adding one more column in the vendor data item as address. All right, now our first requirement to add the address field in the vendor data item is completed. Now comes to the second part and the second requirement, where we are actually looking forward to add the document number of the purchase order. And we know the document number of the purchase order is available in the purchase header table. So this means we must have to add new data item in the report. Okay, so how we can add the new data item in the report extension, we will see that. So when you press control space, you will find these available functions. So we have already seen the use of the add function, and now we will because just like we have seen in the request page section, we can make the use of these functions, through which we can tell the system that after which after which current data item we want to add our new data item. Okay, so in our case, let me select this add first, and here as you can read the definition that the data set anchored to which a data set should be added relative to. Okay, relative to means the new data item which I want to add, and I want it to be related to my original data item, which is vendor. Okay, so that is why I suggest here that I want to add the new data item against my parent data item vendor. Okay, now press braces, and here I will add the data item, and my new data item is purchase header. Okay, this is how I can add the new data item in the report extension. But we must have to add the certain properties. We must have to link this data item to my original data item. How we can do that? Let's say data item link property. Here what we can do is that buy from vendor number should be equals to field number. Okay, so this means that buy from vendor number field of the purchase header should be equivalent to the number field of the vendor table. Okay, now another property is data item link reference. Here we will add vendor because we know vendor is the parent data item, and we want to make the purchase header data item as a child of the vendor. So we will add this value here. All right. Another thing is which we want to add is the data item table view. Okay. So here what we can do is we can add sorting on the basis of let's say vendor number, and we want to filter the records from the purchase header where the system should check only the orders, purchase orders only, and not invoice or the credit memo and something like that, because we know in the purchase header table system keep the record of not only order but the invoice also. Document type is equals to filter 1. Okay, so this is how we can add these properties and make some changes or filter the records based on our requirement. Now this part is already done. Now our requirement is, because we want to add one new more column of document number, okay, or the purchase order number. So what we can do, we can add the column, and the column name should be number or the purchase order number. But still it is giving me this red line, an error. Why so? Because when you read it, it is saying that the member of the type report column with name number is already defined in the report, but we have not defined it. So where it actually available? Just head back to the original report, and here you can see that the number name is already used or given to the field vendor number. Okay, so we cannot use the same name again and again. So we can change the name here as document number. Okay, and that's it. So this is how our requirement of adding two fields is fulfilled. We have successfully added address. We have successfully added the document number of the purchase header. Okay. So now the next part is that we have to deploy this extension to our system. So press F5. And it will publish the report or the extension to the system, and see we have received the message success. Just close this and open the Business Central, go to the extensions part, and we can check it out here that if our our extension is available. Yes, report extension is available, and this is actually the name of our app. No, it is vendor report ext. Okay, so okay, vendor report ext is now available. Okay, this was our original extension, and this is our new extension. Okay, so let's try to run this, and to run this, go to report layout selection, but actually we will go to this page also, but before that I just want to run it directly. So what we can do, we can use the search button and type my vendor list, and let's run this report. And when you select this and click on preview, and see there is no change, no two new fields are available. Why so? This is because although we have deployed this change in the system, but we have not modified the layout of the existing report. Okay, so we have to do that also. So for this, we must have to open the report layout selection page, open the report ID, and select the or enter the report ID name ID, and this is our original report ID. Okay, select and go to the custom layouts. And here what we can do, because it is currently available for the my original report and it has the layout attached of the original report. So what we can do, we can go to the layout and click on export layout and see it has exported the current layout of the original report. So we will open up this layout through Microsoft SQL Server Report Builder. And click on open and go to my computer, C drive, users, couple, downloads, and we have this default one, RDA. And this is the format of the original report, but we must have to see here that whether this layout is now having the reference of our two new fields or not. So click on this data set, and as you can see, we have now included the reference of address and document number also. So this is what happens when you actually deploy the your extension through Visual Studio Code. So system have added the reference of your new data set, but obviously you must have to modify the layout manually. So insert the two columns and add the address and the document number. Okay, so this is how we can make the changes in the existing layout. Just save it. And now the next step is click on layout, import the layout and select your layout, which is in our case is available in the download part. This was our report. Open and click on layout, update layout, and that's it. Now if you want to run this, let's run it again. Select the date, click on preview and see the two new columns are added in the report. All right. So this is how we can make the changes in the existing report through the report extension feature. So I hope guys you have now understood the concept behind the report extension. I know there are plenty of things which can be done through the report extension, and because it is not possible to cover every aspect of the of this new feature in one video, so I just wanted to cover only the basics part so that you can have an idea, and now you can explore it to the fullest and as per the requirement you receive from your client. Okay, so this is the thing which I want to explain in this video. I hope you have now understood the concept and you like this video also. If you like it, I request you to please hit the like button and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching this video.